Here we go.
Howdy doody. We've got some very, very exciting big announcement to make.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be running for president. I know.
All right.
Because we too have an album to promote.
There, that's where it's at.
That's where it's at.
Are you going to give everybody a cap?
Yeah. You'll all get one of these.
Yeah.
And free cap. And what a great way to promote an album.
That is a good
I
way
mean,
to promote an album.
talk about getting yourself in the limelight. Got an album. I'll tell you what, I'll run for president, and then that'll mean that everybody will want to talk to me.
Talk about me on the shows.
Bless him.
Yeah, that is quite a clever move, actually, isn't it, really?
It's another out-of-the-box thinking move from Kanye. You've got to admire it, haven't you? You've got at a distance.
He's an interesting guy, I think. He's got a lot going on.
Yeah, we saw him at Glastonbury.
Yeah.
When he did that sort of empty box thing.
That
Didn't work for me.
No, yeah, I think he took...
You liked it?
Well, the first 10 minutes were like extraordinary, I thought.
Yeah, it was like, wow, what's this? And then nothing changed.
Yeah, just it kind of, but then that initial arrogance of like and sort of confidence of just performing on your own in the box was quite something. Out of the box thinking. Again.
Yeah, a bit special.
Don't be in a box.
So I'm sure you're all really, really excited about that in America, getting all geared up, and it's a tricky time, isn't it? Tricky time.
That's going to be a run. This presidential election is going to be.
It's going to be funny.
Quite.
Funny for us sitting over here watching you over there.
It's going to be quite something, I think. If I was president, the first thing I'd do would be to investigate Roswell and disclosure and go into that. I'd want to know. And I'd want to reveal
I'm amazed Trump hasn't done that, actually, as a sort of a priority.
Well, I'll tell you what's going to be interesting. If Trump comes out of office, the stuff he's got to say, because he won't hold back, he's going to say...
I think he'll have to. He'll have one of those sort of...
So confidentiality agreements.
Yeah. So it'd be nice though, wouldn't it, to be in a position of power and change a few things. And one of my things that I'd change when I'm president is that I'd make sure that all children were educated in the value of nutritional food and how to cook it.
Good call.
Maybe even take it to the next level and give them all a little plot of land so that they can grow it.
That's sweet.
Get down to basics so that you'll always be all right. You'll always be able to grow food and feed yourself properly.
It's like a fundamental, that, isn't it?
You know what I mean?
Like if you really boil it all down, strip it all back. Other terms are available.
Vegetable preparation terms. Boiling and stripping.
Yeah, if you grate it back, if you simmer it back, saute it back into the...
All right, stop.
All right, so what I'm trying to say is I like that way of thinking, because if you're, this lockdown thing's taught us, you need to be able to probably prepare food, maybe grow some, possibly be fit enough to kind of handle a situation. So I quite like that idea of the basics.
Yeah.
Get the basics down.
It's like, it always amazes me how it's sort of like not a thing that people talk about. It's not a thing that we consider to be a priority. Even in the face of this virus, like nutrition. I keep saying like a lot. Nutrition is surely a big part to play.
That's the big tractor playing its part, collecting cut grass, which has meant my hay fever has gone through the roof this week.
Coming hard.
I think that you're into nutrition. Obviously, it's a big thing for you, and it's obviously should be a big thing for everybody else. But when you sometimes I think people feel like they're getting told about things like that, but actually, it's a very, very necessary and what's the word I'm looking for? Beneficial thing to go into. Every time I feel a bit under the par, I boil up root ginger and put some lemon in it, and literally about 12 hours later, I'm like, okay, I'm back in the game. Rather than take a flu jab, which I'm not of that age group.
Well, actually, there was some interesting news about the flu jab that I heard the other day.
From a reliable source.
Yeah,
as well.
A guy called Dr. John Campbell, worth checking out on YouTube if you're interested in. He's got lots of good stuff. He loves a graph.
He's been
and some stats.
Yeah, he's a good lad.
He's a good lad. Anyway, turns out there's There's been some small trial with a handful of children randomly selected, and half of them were given the flu jab, the influenza jab for the winter, and half of them weren't. They were given a placebo. And what they found out was that the children that had had the flu jab were 4.4 times more likely, truck goes by, more likely to contract other respiratory viruses. So before you dash off and have your winter jab, check out Dr. John Campbell's YouTube on this. It was last week, I think, because I think there's some interesting. There's a few other scientists as well. It hasn't been greatly reviewed, peer reviewed, or anything like that yet. But we do have all of the information. Someone needs to collate it to decide of those that have died, how many of them actually had the flu jab, and have there been more deaths in countries where flu jabs are more readily available and used. It's an interesting area as we head into the winter, and certain of our ministers are calling that we all get jabbed and da-da-da. But hey, what if it puts us more on the back foot with the COVID?
It's definitely well worth your time researching that. We're not anti-vaxxers, okay?
No.
At all. I'm up for a vaccination which has been proved and tested and all the rest of it.
I went to India, I went, fill me up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll have
Been
it all.
vaccinated, our child's been vaccinated, so it's not about that.
Yeah.
But it's worth just doing the research and
Yeah.
and learning.
There's a lot we don't know, so question that and check
I
it
think
out.
it's good to question everything, to be honest, as much as possible.
Why is it so hot in this car?
It is quite warm in this car. It's like a sort of a little sauna situation, which is fruity.
Hammam.
Being in control and being in power. You can be in control and power of your own life by questioning things and not just taking things as they are given to you. I think that's a good thing to consider in life.
Any other news?
Any
this
other
week?
news? I think we'll see you next week.
Keep it snappy.
Beep.